and welcome to Stick to Fitness, brought to you by my co-host Archie and myself, Hymsuen. And for today's topic of discussion, we'll be answering the question, is natural bodybuilding really natural? Or are those small fuckers jabbing themselves in their spare time? Are they really asthmatic, or is it just an excuse to take clenbuterol? So currently, natural bodybuilding follows the WADA banned substances list, and often competitors will get polygraph testing, which is lie detector, urine samples for testing, and the rules and regulations are somewhat, or if anything, similar to any other athletic sports, right? So that's what we will be discussing today. I don't think there is any blood testing at the moment in any of the federations. I think that's more extensive. But have you been drug tested?
Never.
Yeah,
You?
I have, yeah, once. BNBF qualifier. After we finished the show, because obviously I won the class.
Yeah.
Then we got pulled backstage to do the drug testing.
What was that, just in the cup?
Piss in the cup, yeah. They follow you. They take you immediately off stage. Like once you finish, you stay behind. They follow you. You go piss. They watch you. You come back out, and they make you fill in some forms or put.
Do they do the test there and then tell you that it's come back, or
Nah,
they
so
send it off?
They take it and then they send it off.
Were you nervous?
Not really.
Just in
I thought
case
it
there was
quite
like.
interesting. I definitely probably would have gone positive anyway, because I went into hospital, right?
Oh yeah, okay,
And
yeah.
they gave me so you then have to declare what you've been given.
Yeah.
In hospital. So I declared.
Declared. Yeah. Tren.
Yeah.
Test.
Well, they had to give me testosterone
to keep me alive.
And clenbuterol, otherwise I would have died. But adrenaline, I think, is a banned substance, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably on the WADA list, because that covers like Olympic sport. Everything's all the same list, isn't it? So
yeah. So
Usain Bolt jabbing in some endurance before his 100 meters.
So I think because you get jabbed adrenaline to keep alive, right?
Yeah.
When you've had an allergic reaction, I think probably would have been flagged as positive, but because you have.
So you're not Natty. You cheated.
I cheated. Yeah, I won. I won because arguably I look worse. That's that's the worst thing about it.
Oh dear.
But yeah, you have to give in your your hospital forms or whatever. I obviously I knew ahead of time. I emailed the person, said, "Hey, look, this is what happened. I was ended up in hospital. These are my."
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Yeah. So
we'll allow you that. We'll allow you that one.
Yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, I think at the moment, if we look at the UK, we've got the BNBF, we've got the WNBF, and we've got the UK DFBA, and also
Two bros.
Oh yeah, they're natural as well.
Two bro natural.
And also, what was the other one? That's a lifetime. It's not PCA. MPA. That one. So I think at the moment, if I'm mistaken, it's just the top 3 that get tested. Depending on the federation. And also, if you're on the BNBF, I know that you have to go in, I believe, the day before the finals to get tested ahead of time.
Okay, that makes sense.
All athletes do. But I'm not sure if that's the case for UK DFBA. I don't think it is. But I think the winners do get pulled back. I believe they do always get tested in the finals. I'm not 100% sure. I've only ever been tested once, and that was for the BNBF. They seem like they're pretty strict and pretty hot on it, because even for the qualifiers, you get dragged back, right? And
well, yeah, because it's if you're representing the federation, then
I don't think any other federations do that.
What, for qualifiers?
Not that I know. I've never been tested at UK DFBA. Maybe it's just
random.
Maybe, yeah. Whether it's even remotely accurate, that's another story, right? Just because you do it more doesn't necessarily mean you're on that level. But it seems like there's definitely more in terms of that.
So what do you think then? Do you think these top natural guys?
I like to think that they are.
I'd hope so.
Yeah, it would absolutely be devastating if they're not.
It would be pointless if they're not.
It would be fucking. But not even because I don't know. Well, I'd like to think even if people take it, they're still going to be the best. Even if they didn't, they probably would have beaten us all anyway.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
if you look at David Kay, let's say he was taking try. If he didn't, he'd still fucking smash us all.
Yeah.
So, but that's a separate story anyway.
It depends who you ask about natural bodybuilding. Like, obviously, you're talking about the wilder stuff. And if you ask, like, some people, they're like, oh, you take protein shake.
Yeah, that's not natural.
You're not natural.
Yeah.
And I understand the argument.
Yeah.
Because it's man-made or whatever. But it comes from milk.
Yeah.
Same with, like, taking creatine and stuff.
Is that natural?
And taking anything. But it's where you draw the line.
I said, how natural is natural?
Is
this natural?
Yeah.
You told it.
Natural.
You said it's
natural caffeine,
right?
But it's like but I've seen people say that in one breath, say, "Oh, you take whey protein, you're not natural," and then buy a grenade protein shake afterwards. It's like, well, are you natural? Like, I don't know. It's where you draw the line. I guess there are some people that won't take anything because I guess with a supplementation, it's an addition, isn't it? Just because it's approved.
It's hard as well because obviously it costs money to do all that testing, right?
Yeah.
So I understand that with the federations and the time spent. A lot of this is just, it's not that professional, in that sense.
Well, it's not.
And
it's not the end of the world, is it?
No, it's not that. Yeah, and I think when it comes to testing, a lot of it needs to be consistent testing, so out of season testing.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's the key thing, isn't it? Because like those Olympic guys, the top athletes, they can be tested. They have to declare where they are all the time, ahead of time. So it's like, I'm gonna be at my training camp in 6 months. Yeah, basically. That's why people get done though, isn't it? Because they're not where
that's where everything happens. It's not people. What are you gonna really gain from during the contest taking maybe if you're playing snooker, like you get some beta blockers, that's gonna help right immediately, or you do some blood doping. But a lot of the stuff that you take, it's enhancing your training, so then you can train harder, you can recover more, to then obviously have benefits in terms of your performance, right? It's not necessarily enhancing you in that moment. Or at least I don't think so anyway. Maybe you could take it in between your competitions, like if you're playing football or whatever, you've got a big tournament, you need to recover
maybe
those things there.
Can put some more red blood cells in.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of like bodybuilding, I don't think there is a big...
It's a lot, yeah. It's
out
of season.
It has to be for a long period of time.
Yeah, it's out of season stuff. You're not. Oh, maybe you got. What people take, Clen or whatever. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like
diuretics, something like that. You take, or insulin, whatever you can take within that competition that may have an effect on you.
But it's always that. What's the thing as well is like if you were enhanced and you don't take anything for 10 years, you can then compete in a natural federation. But then are you actually still natural because you were?
Yeah, because I think right now, I did some research. 10 years drug free for WNBF, 7 years drug free for UK DFBA and BNBF, and the only lifetime natural one, I believe, at the moment is MPA.
Oh, interesting.
Right. So, but how the fuck do you test for lifetime natural?
I guess that's the lie detector comes into play. Then I don't know how accurate those things are because
how accurate is that? You can control that, no?
You
can take something.
Take the beta blockers and
then
do it. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that if you're competing in a natural show, then you are. And I guess I always look at it from like, if you look at the top people in the world for natural compared to the top people in the world for enhanced, it's night and day, isn't it? But I guess you can do little dosages, and like you said, it's about the off-season stuff. But I don't know. I think there's definitely a difference in the look as well from the natural shows compared to like the enhanced stuff.
But it's just the look is that they have more muscle.
I think they're a lot fuller, drier.
Yeah. They hold their muscle more, right?
Of course, but they're like also if you looked at like an 85 top level, 85 kilo natural athlete, and 85 kilo enhanced athlete, again it's a completely different look, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so much fuller, rounder. Like,
do you not feel like the best natural bodybuilders kind of look a bit enhanced?
I think they do in photos.
Yeah, but in person.
In person, I don't know, because they're obviously a lot smaller.
Yeah.
It's like you can see if you're walking past Phil Heath, you think,
this guy's
guy is huge. You walk past a top natural bodybuilder in clothes, you might not even, and you didn't know who they were. Like even if you didn't know Phil Heath and you walk past Phil Heath, you were like, wow, that guy's huge. But you could be walking past the best natural bodybuilder in the world, but because he's 80 kilos in his clothes,
he blends in a bit more, right?
Yeah, like who always talks about that? What's that 3DM? Jeff.
Yeah,
I've seen him talk about that when he's like out and about, and you're like in clothes, and you just feel like you don't even
lift.
Yeah, you don't. But as soon as then you're a natural athlete, as soon as you take your shirt off, you're like, wow. Like, it's crazy. Matt Ogres, again, another example. He's just competed recently.
He just won his pro card, didn't he?
Yeah, so if you
Shout
saw,
out. Congratulations.
so if you saw Matt Ogres in a hoodie with some tracksuit bottoms on, you wouldn't even bat an eyelid. What was he weighing? 70 kilos, maybe 75 kilos?
Something like that, I think, yeah.
You wouldn't even bat an eyelid. Strips off and stands on stage with some tan on. Bloody hell. Crazy, right?
Yeah. It's funny that, isn't it? Natural bodybuilding is the only one where 60-something kilos individual can actually look swole.
Yeah.
Like, jacked. Other than that, you'd be like, 60 kilos.
I guess some people as well. Some people take better photos.
Yeah.
If you're going solely off, until you see people in the flesh, like if you saw a 60 kilo shredded natural bodybuilder in a stage photo or like a photo shoot or anything, yeah, incredible. And then they do look incredible. It's not taken away from it, but you see them in real. But when you're in real life, you're like, oh, like
I didn't realise you were that small.
You're like, yeah, basically, but not in a horrible way. That's just how it is. But it's the same with you look at like Chris Bumstead weighing in at like 105, 100 kilos shredded. You know, there's not a lot of natural bodybuilders or natural people that are shredded 100. I don't know. I couldn't tell you any that 100 kilos like shredded.
I don't even think David K was he?
I think they're like 85, 90, you know?
I think he's heavier than 80. I know...
no, 85.
I know, what is it, Ben Lloyd? You know Ben Lloyd? He's like 80-something, 85 maybe, kilos. Maybe, I don't want to take it away from him. Let's call him 90.
No, but they look incredible. Like, they look incredible. But, like, you know what it's like when you're then dieting and you're wearing normal clothes. It's like you don't even... you feel like massive. It as well. He's huge guy.
When we saw him, he's obviously dieting for a show, but he's not that big. You know,
but he's a big...
But he's big.
Yeah.
But he's not that big at the same time. But
that's the whole... bodybuilding is an illusion in itself.
Yeah.
Then you throw in natural bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Because some of them guys, like some of the lightweight bodybuilders, they look the best. Yeah. And they look the best, but they're
tiny.
Yeah, but they are. But they look amazing. What would you rather be?
Yeah,
it's about how much you lift or how much you look like you lift. Because they look like they lift a lot as well. By the way, when you see them in photos and stuff, they look like if you were to show that to like, you should do this. Show it to your missus. Show a couple photos and say like, who looks bigger.
There you go. But. Yeah, to go back on the point of the drug-free, right, for how many years, do you think natural bodybuilding should be lifetime?
I think it should be.
Yeah.
I think
I think there is some research to suggest that you can still get benefits, obviously, from taking drugs, like, from before. So if you took something and then years later you're still seeing the benefits of that. But then obviously there's some arguments to say people are like, oh, no, it doesn't.
I just think it's not a good look.
It's not, is it?
So say for example, if you use Phil Heath again as an example.
Yeah.
In 10 years' time, when he's like 50, you're saying that he could then... So he doesn't take anything for 10 years. He can then just come and compete in these federations. Like, there must... Over a 30-year span of taking steroids, there must be a benefit that's going to come with that afterwards. Like, do you know, your body would have taken... You're not going to lose all that muscle, are you? Do you not think? I don't know.
Yeah, that is so true. It's like, imagine Phil Heath, 10 years later, he decided to compete. He can't. Or seven years.
Or like, say there was like a up-and-comer, someone now that's like 25. 10 years' time, they're going to be 35, but they're still done 10 years, no drugs. I mean, they're still going to like be undeniable.
Yeah.
But are they really natural?
Well, the natural 7 years.
Yeah.
And within the rules of the contest, right?
So I guess if you're talking about to the T, like in terms of rules, then I guess they are natural.
Yeah.
But I don't like that it's not consistent across all the federations. So if you do the one that's 7 years...
Yeah, I can compete in this one, but I can't compete in the other one.
Because I'm not natural, but you're natural here, but you're not there. What's the difference?
I've got to wait 3 more years.
Yeah, shouldn't it all just be the same?
Yeah. But I think... I would like to... I'd hope that it is... Like, everybody that's there is natural. Because,
yeah, of course.
And if you're not, that is really sad.
Yeah,
because why would you want to take steroids and not look like you take steroids and be like, I'm natural?
But I also don't understand. I don't understand also people that say they're natural but don't compete in natural federations. That's a red flag for me.
You think?
I mean, yeah. Why would you want to do that?
Because you're that good.
But straight off the bat, you're that good. Not even do like one.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that do go into.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. But I don't understand it. There's got to be something that you're doing that you know you can't do if you could do like a BMBF show or whatever. There's got to be something, right? I don't know. That's a red flag for me.
Or maybe they want to eventually do this PCA business or other drug contests or whatever. I don't know.
But would you not still start in the natural shows?
No, they do that, but then they do that as well, and then that's
but there's people that would just go straight into like Two Bros PCA. Is that because they're just more obsessed with becoming a IFBB pro or PCA pro?
Yeah. So I'll give you context, right? I used to compete in powerlifting, right? And IPF is the drug-free federation, right? I competed once with them, but never, because I just competed in powerlifting for shits and giggles. And at the time, the gym that I went to, this is the federation that they organise, and it's local, it's close to me. And I was a junior, I don't drive at the time. So it was easy for me to get to these competitions because it's like people would take me. I wouldn't go seek out IPF, it wasn't convenient for me. Yeah. That's why I never did it. And then when I went to Singapore, I did it because that was the federation that was there. But I didn't actually enjoy it as much as, say,
Interesting.
Because obviously in powerlifting they use different bars.
Yeah, but also,
I really like the deadlift bar.
Is powerlifting more of a community thing?
Maybe. I think it's changed now, obviously.
Yeah.
It is very competitive now. And actually, if I go back, I would probably compete in the IPF or something like that because it looks interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas before, at the time, it didn't look interesting at all. It was not like, it's not a show.
Yeah.
Now it's like you can see the social media posts, you can see how it looks, the lighting, everything. The setup's really nice. It's really professional. It's crisp. Before, at the time, I was looking at it, I was like, it's boring.
Yeah.
No cheering, silent, so many rules. You know, it's like elitist mentality, right? But now it looks really appealing. But yeah, at the time for me, it was like enjoyment factor, community. Yeah, like when I competed, everyone that was competing, I knew who they were. Obviously now they're all retired and they don't lift anymore, whatever, right? But at the time, it was a big vibe, and it was really cool. Like, and that's why I competed with them. But then is that a red flag for certain people at the time? Right?
It would have been. If I would have known that, I would have been calling you out.
Yeah.
To certain, like, I don't know. I just don't get it, if that makes sense. I just don't get it.
Yeah. I guess now because it's so easily available.
Yeah, if you're doing all of them, like if you're just doing everything, then okay, yeah. But if you're doing just specifically ones that are not tested, then I'm just a bit like it's a bit suspicious.
Yeah.
And that's not like I'm not saying people are, but I just don't.
But then it's not a bad thing, right? Because they're saying that but then
they're claiming that they're natural.
They're claiming it, but they're not competing with the naturals.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I'd rather them do that then.
No, but why are you claiming that you're natural then?
They can claim it. That's fine.
Yeah, but
it's just tongue in cheek, right?
Yeah, but it's not natural bodybuilding. You're portraying something that you're not.
But at least they're not competing.
No, they're not competing amongst it, but you're portraying something. So then you're giving that unrealistic expectation.
For some people, but then you're not competing, so it doesn't really matter. Because it's just like everyone, like people in the gym say they're natural, right?
Yeah,
when they've been smashing it.
Years. Yeah. Veterans.
Yeah, it's like I invented gear.
Eyes closed.
But this is, and I think that's fine. You can say whatever you want. Whether people believe you or not, it's a different story, right?
Yeah.
But I think as long as you're not competing with other people who are natural, because at least where they're going, it's a fair playing field.
I guess the testing is kind of. There has been cases of people that.
People who get flagged up, yeah.
Yeah, there has been people that have been flagged, had to like.
But if you think about even in Olympic sport or whatever, right? Like what Lance Armstrong was one of the biggest ones that he'd been taking, and they probably would never found out until he actually said, "Hey, I took it, man." And that's when they found out, right? They were like, "Oh shit, this guy's coming out and saying that he did it." Man, you think that people can't do a natural bodybuilding? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is like professional sport that people funding paid.
Yeah, but that's why it gets more overlooked though, isn't it? Because like, what's it? Some stupid stat like the last 5 world record holders of 100 meters have all been found to have done something, but Usain Bolt hasn't. Well, imagine you got found out that Usain Bolt was taking drugs this whole time.
I think that would kill athletics.
Mo Farah.
Oh, kill it.
But listen, my thing is just always if you're a top level athlete and you're earning a living from it, you're doing something.
You think?
Yeah, you're doing something. I think there's very few
Scary,
people.
isn't it?
Like you're talking, it just doesn't make sense.
You don't think?
No, it doesn't make sense.
There's some freaks, man, out there.
There are some freaks, but if you think about the Olympic cycle,
Yeah.
Olympic cycle is 4 years.
Yeah.
Your peak competition is going to be at a certain age in that 4 year cycle, wherever that falls. People like Mo Farah, Usain Bolt, these people, they've peaked 4, 8, 12 years. So you should only be able to peak for one Olympic cycle. It'd be talk about maintaining performance, and we talk about like maintaining and getting faster, not maintaining.
Yeah.
For a normal person to maintain is difficult. Over 12 years, 3 Olympic cycles, they're getting faster, bigger, faster.
But I did that in powerlifting for many years. And I think every single competition I look back on, I've improved. And
but you're gonna
I think,
but there's gonna be a peak. There's gonna be a peak.
yeah.
So
But that's when they dropped off and they stopped.
They didn't. They went out on highs. They went out on the W's.
I went out like that as well. So I stopped competing in 2015. I don't know if I peaked or not. I just stopped.
Yeah, but you probably didn't because you were so young.
But
These guys are 30 plus.
Yeah, but
I just think
they're also getting top of the range, everything, right?
Yeah, of course, it's their whole entire. It's their life. It's their job, isn't it? It's their life. But to peak, when we talk about peaking, you got to peak on that one day that you got one opportunity to win that race or whatever, and you're talking about doing that on several occasions. You've done that several times and got better. I don't know. Suspicious. Very suspicious.
Are you calling out the same Bolt?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Mo
Mo
Farah,
Farah, how many times you missed that drug test?
Has he missed some drug tests?
Yeah, when he was with he swapped his coach to the American guy that had already been found guilty of doing all that stuff. It's a good documentary about it.
So you're saying Mo Farah, yeah?
Mo Farah, man, give it some of that. Giving it some jab. Maybe not on his head, but I don't know. It's dodgy. Too much money involved. And there's so many people that have been found guilty, but these people, because of so much has been invested into them, it would kill. Like, look at it didn't. I think it's killed cycling. Yeah. Lance Armstrong damaged Nike, like everything. They dropped him. Imagine how many people were ruined by Lance Armstrong. This guy had gone from winning how many Tour de France. He got cancer.
He's the face of.
He got cancer.
Cycling. Yeah.
But I said this all along. Ain't no way this guy's got cancer, then come back and won it again. Imagine how disappointed you'd be if you were competing against Lance Armstrong. This guy, he went. Fair enough, he won however many before, yeah?
He's got one testicle.
This guy took a year out, over a year, had like chemo, cancer, everything.
Came back.
My guy came back and he still smoked you.
Yeah.
Well, what the rest of you lot doing then? But obviously his argument was that everyone was doing it. So then it's a level playing field, which I would say is...
Let's say that's true. Yo, he smoked you, bro. He had cancer.
No, but that's what I mean. But anyone that looked at that, and I used to argue with my mum about this all the time, saying, that guy's cheating. Look how many people have had illness, sickness, whatever. They ain't coming back and winning the Tour de France. You're not coming back and winning the Tour de France.
You're not even half the person.
You're not winning the Tour de nothing. And for people, but there's so many people bought into that story. And think about how many people that gave hope, strength, whatever, and then to be told that this guy's a cheat.
There's that more hope. Oh, if I took testosterone, I could.
Yeah, their stuff wasn't more. That was more EPO and the blood doping stuff, isn't it? Yeah. But is it a level playing field if everyone does it then? Or is it, say you got 50 competitors, 49...
But can you guarantee that everybody is doing it? And how...
No, this is what I mean.
When you say
can't.
doing it...
Yeah, to different extents.
Yeah, how much is my man doing it?
This guy was injecting litres of blood into him and then going out the next day and...
Yeah, is this guy doing exactly that? Would you like to see a geared Olympics?
I'd love to see a geared Olympics.
Or we're seeing a geared Olympics already?
No, because I think they have to monitor. It's not like 24/7, is it?
How do you think a geared Olympics? Do you think it has to be a level protocol?
No, do what you want.
Really?
Push it to whatever limit you think is possible. But that's what people want to see, though, isn't it? People are more interested in the freaks.
You think people are going to die then from it?
But people are dying anyway.
I know, but do you think people are like really going to die? Because it's like unlimited, go for it.
They did, at the 2012 Olympics, they did a study, isn't it? A survey of 100 athletes and said, you got a red pill, you got 2 pills, yeah, a red pill and a blue pill. You take one pill, nothing's gonna happen to you. You take this other pill, you're guaranteed to win gold in your event, but at some point in the next Olympic cycle, you're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
So in 4 years, don't know when, 4 years time, you're not gonna make it to the next Olympics, basically, but you're gonna win gold. 75% of people said they take the pill that would give them gold and kill them in 4 years. Yeah. But if you think about it, that's your whole life has come down to this one moment.
These are athletes, they want it, man.
They want it.
They want
but
it.
It's their whole life, isn't it? So it's the same with bodybuilding. Look how many people are willing to push it to the point where it's like you're going to put all that stress and pressure on your heart for standing on stage with some tan in a thong
to win this
to
trophy.
take years off your life to win a trophy.
Yeah. That
Crazy.
means nothing really. Unless you're winning big money.
Well, it depends. If it's your job, then you're doing it for a living, aren't you? I guess. But if you're doing it, I don't get people that then take away their natural status to go on holiday, for example.
You need to. One cycle's not even enough as well. Like you need to be like Phil Heath, where you won it 6-7 times and you're getting like $250,000 every time. Otherwise, you're getting taxed, and that's not even enough to keep you alive. Do you know what I mean?
But you're spending more on the gear.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like but it's like what Eddie Hall said, though, isn't it? He just wanted to win World's Strongest Man once. Yeah.
And he fucked off. He's
and then he was like, I've done it now. I don't need to do it again.
Yeah.
But he knows that to do that, what he had to do, what he sacrificed. What he says is potentially years off his life for the amount that he was taking.
I wonder what would happen if he didn't win it that year.
We would have had to carry on, wouldn't we? You think about how he pushed his body, taking all that gear. I think he was quoted. Listened to where he was saying what he would take in a week, or what he would take in a day would be like what Phil Heath would take in a week. Yeah, for example. Then put in all that 10,000 calories worth of like shit, food, and pushing it to limit, pushing body weight up. Guy was 180 kilos at 6'1".
Yeah.
Crazy. That's not good for you. But he achieved what he set out to do. So for him...
And he stuck to his promise.
Yeah, but for him, it's a victory, isn't it? And he was like, well, I don't need to do it again. I've done what I need to do. Let me just now...
Fight midgets.
Yeah. let me cut down to 150 kilos and, try and recover a little bit. First person deadlift 500 kilos. Did what he wanted to do.
Big man thing.
Serious guy, but serious guy, man. Anyone that pushes it, anyone that pushes it to the top level, you have to respect it because they've had to have sacrificed something. Health, time, money, relationships, anything. There's so much that comes with it.
I think how many people that haven't
what?
They've done all those things, but they haven't succeeded.
Like me.
There's more. Not to that degree, but the guys that really sacrifice their life.
Well, imagine, but then that's when you're coming up against freaks. Imagine being the guy that has to swim against Michael Phelps. You're always going to be second. Imagine you're the guy that's always running against Usain Bolt. You're always going to be second. You're the guy that's running against Mo Farah. You're always going to be second. So it's just luck.
That's luck.
I think one that's kind of been mixed over the last couple of years, like tennis, for example, because you obviously had Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, and Murray to a certain degree.
But I mean, Federer dominated, right?
He did for that period of time, but then when Nadal came, then he got a bit interesting. Then Djokovic came, then Murray started like. But imagine like Andy Murray in 10 years' time when there was no, like say Andy Murray's coming to it now and there was no Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, dominate. But
who's the man now?
Oh, the guy that won Alcatraz or something. I think he won.
Alcatraz.
Yeah, no, that's probably not his name. Something like that.
Alcatraz.
Something like that, but like young guy.
Yeah.
But he's coming in.
They're all done now, innit? No Djokovic, no Murray.
Djokovic still playing, I think.
Is he?
Federer retired. Nadal's like done. But so
Murray
he's
had his last.
But he's coming into it now with these guys.
Yeah.
So he could go on to dominate the next 15 years of tennis just because
he could be the greatest of all time, but he's not really the greatest.
Yeah, but is he though? It's like the argument, so.
Yeah, that's funny, though, isn't it?
But all these guys have obviously sacrificed like shitloads and stuff. But to be truly like natural, you can't have done anything in your
at all.
Not unless it's for like a medical condition.
Yeah. Even then, it's banned, right? You can't take no. You got low tests, right? You can't take no growth hormone or.
Can you not bring your test back up to normal level if it's low? No.
No, you're not allowed to have HRT.
Oh wow,
it's banned. So you have to sacrifice.
But I think because there's such, I think there's such a benefit that you can get from taking, and there's so much you can take in bodybuilding. It's not like there's just one thing that everyone's taking. And because you can do the dosages, someone that's taking a low amount of tests can still have that. If your body accepts it in the right way, you can have such a big benefit. But you're only taking like a few milligrams a week or whatever, compared to someone that might need to take loads. Like, so then your side effects may be less, and you know, if you're someone that can get shredded quite easily and gets inside out peeled, and then you add a little bit of cleaning, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, that's crazy, and you only need a little bit.
What do you think is the natural limit
for people?
I guess we'll stick to bodybuilding.
No, yeah. So I don't know. I think it's always moving, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we always seem to find this natural limit, or seemingly the best always gets beaten at some point, right? The physiques just keep going up and up.
I think everyone's just getting better and better
all the time, isn't it?
More leaner, bigger, and I don't, like, even like with strength though. Remember, like, if you were putting 4 plates in the gym 10 years ago,
it's mad, isn't it?
People,
women doing it.
Yeah, but that was like a big thing. But I think obviously that's evolution over time. People get bigger, faster, stronger. Like, yeah, I understand that. But the jump has just been like
astronomical.
It's insane. It's insane.
The fitness industry has taken a big jump, right?
Like, if you're not pulling 6 plates down the gym, it's not that impressive.
5 plates, you see it a lot, right?
You see it all the time, but it was always, we spoke about before, with like dumbbells. If you're pushing 50s on the chest in dumbbells, that's like 10 years ago, like quite a big thing.
Yeah.
Now, no one
needs 60s.
You need 70s. How, I don't understand how it's gone. Is that because people are taking things, so more and more people, like, and it's more, obviously it's more in your face what people are doing because of like social media and stuff. But you got like some 18, 19-year-olds pulling like 300 plus off the floor. Like,
I think it's that thing where
with ease,
you see it as well. So the more you see it, the more it becomes achievable, the more people do it. So you know, we were talking about like hack squats before, right? So back in the day, like not many people were doing like 6 plates on a hack squat. Now it's like you see one person do it, you see another person do it, you see another person.
We've seen 7.
Yeah. So it's like it's one of those things. I think what James Holliday did 9. It's one of those things when you see it occur.
Yeah,
you know it's possible.
It's like the 4-minute mile, wasn't it? As soon as one person done it, actually,
we can do it.
A lot of people can do that now.
Eddie Hall did 500.
Yeah, all of a sudden,
Abdul's doing it. You know, other people getting closer. He's still dominating. Like, it's still a big feat. You know,
but it's not. Yeah, it's not impossible.
Yeah, people gunning for it now, and they know it's hard to lead and stay ahead. And be the leader, right? Because you set pace. It's easy for people to chase.
Yeah,
always. People can follow up, but to be the first to do it, it's different.
But I think to be the first to do it though is, it's like, yeah, that guy pulled maybe a little bit, pulled 500 kilos again, or like did it maybe like 502 or something.
Yeah.
But to have the balls to be like, nah, I'm pulling it first time ever done.
Yeah.
Or like be the fastest person that's ever lived or something. That's pretty cool. It's being the first.
Yeah, because it's different animal, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like everyone thinks it's impossible. Because now, let's say we're looking at a deadlift, we think, okay, 550, right? It's not going to be possible. Like, you think
550.
Yeah, because you think 500, people are struggling to kind of get there, right? And you think 550. Let's go more extreme, 600. Basically impossible, right? You're thinking, well, people are struggling to 500. You're going to add 100 kilos. It's going to be madness. Someone's going to do it at some point.
I'd love to see a 600.
I have no doubt about that. I think at some point, some bastard's going to do it.
Yeah, but it's like someone's going to
run. And loads of people are going to start doing it.
Yeah, but the first person that runs under 9 seconds.
Yeah, it just happens.
It's just going to be like the norm, isn't it? Well, people forget about when whoever it was run under like 10 seconds, and it was like.
Now everyone's doing it. It's standard.
It's like if you're not running under 10 now, you're not making the finals.
It's
mad, isn't it?
It's crazy.
But it's the same with bodybuilding, though, isn't it? It's like if you don't now have that.
Shredded glutes.
Yeah, if you don't have shredded glutes now, you're not placing.
You're not lean enough.
You're not lean enough.
So some dickhead's gone, I'm going to get shredded glutes. And
yeah, someone just said, actually, let me nearly kill myself.
Yeah.
And now everyone has to do it. But it shows you what's possible, though, right? As well.
It does. It does.
So you can do it. I can't. I can't do that. Don't want it enough.
But yeah, there's definitely levels to the game for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess natural limit there isn't. There always seems to be the limit, right? And then it just once somebody does it, the bar just gets raised all of a sudden.
Yeah, because it's like someone would have been the first billionaire, then it would be 10 billion, and like it's always pushing. I think that's what's pretty cool about like humans is can always.
Is there a limit
to what? To bodybuilding?
Just these kind of things, right? Is there really a limit, like to? Because at some point it's going to get ridiculous, right? Well, you go 600, 700 deadlift, right?
I don't know. Well, I don't think. I don't know.
1,000 kilo deadlift.
Won't be allowed. I don't think we'll be around long enough. To see it. And it's like the same with like natural bodybuilding. These guys people are getting bigger when they step on stage. Like even like from the teens and stuff, and they get leaner.
You just don't know what happens with technology, what happens with progress, right, and things like that.
Well, obviously, there's more information available.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
Maybe
like
we don't know this secret training program that's going to absolutely blow.
I bet it's on bodybuilding.com somewhere.
Yeah.
Someone would have posted it in the forums years ago. So,
interesting, yeah. There you go. So we hope you found our discussion interesting. If you enjoy this episode, feel free to leave a review on iTunes and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And we want to hear your opinions, so comment them below. And you can find me on Instagram at Gym with Him. And my co-host is at Archie13 with 2 E's. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you all on the next one. Bye.